Today, Joe and I are going to show you how we built this kids table that turns into a Lego table. Check it out. With hidden storage.
We started off this project with a sheet of 3/4 inch sanded plywood. And we went ahead and marked out at 3 feet. Draw a nice straight line. We set up our track saw here as a straight edge for our circular saw to ride on. We had a nice finished blade on this saw. Then I went ahead and laid out a mark at 28 inches. And believe it or not, this whole project as far as wood was built out of this sheet of 3/4 inch plywood. So this is a pretty good budget project, probably less than 150 bucks in total for all the materials. I did all of these big cuts with the circular saw just to make the smaller pieces manageable for the table saw. Alright, so we got all of our big pieces of plywood cut down with the circular saw and the straight edge. Now we're going to bring pops in to do some smaller cuts on the table saw. So the first thing we assembled in this project was a Lego storage box, which is going to be the main frame for the whole project. We went ahead and cut out some 6-inch strips out of the 3/4 inch plywood that are 36 inches long. We went ahead and cut 4 of these out. Then I cut these 6-inch pieces down to size. I cut 2 at 34 inches and 2 at 26 inches. And when those were cut, went ahead and broke out the pocket hole jig. Put pocket holes on every side of each of these pieces. Once all the pocket holes were done, I went ahead and assembled all my pieces around the edging of that bottom piece of 3/4 inch plywood. And you'll see I have those pocket holes so I can connect at all sides. Alright you guys, with the frame all put together, I'm going to be using some 1-inch pocket hole screws and the drill to put it together. I connected all the pocket holes that were pointed down towards the bottom piece of plywood. Then I also connected the pieces on the sides together. Once that main frame was put together, it was time to assemble the tabletop. This is one of our favorite features of the project because it actually doubles as a normal table and a Lego table. The first thing we had to do was cut that 36 by 28 inch piece into 3 sections. We had 2 15-inch pieces and 1 6-inch. Then it was time to cut out the squares that were going to hold our Lego templates. We made the cutout about a 1/2 inch bigger on all sides. And this was kind of a difficult part because we had to cut this thing out with the jigsaw, do a plunge cut like you just saw. And it was really hard making those tight turns. But we took our time and we got it done. And just keep in mind, if you're doing this, you want to put a fine finish blade on your jigsaw. Once we had all those cut out, it was time to go over to the belt sander. And we just use this to smooth out all the edges and give them a nice straight look. Some of those jigsaw cuts got a little wonky, so we use the sander to straighten them out. Rounded over the edges real nice. And once it was done, it was nice and smooth and sanded and straight. We took an orbital sander to the inside of those frames just to clean those up as well. All right, we got the router. We're gonna hit it with a round over on the inside of the frame. So because this is gonna be the kids' table, I figured we should get rid of these sharp corners. So I'm taking my Lego platform, tracing it out, and we're just gonna cut that curved off. We decided to give the outside of the frame a round over as well, just so the kids didn't have any sharp edges to hurt themselves. And when that was done, we went ahead and got working on the legs. We cut 4 strips of 3/4 inch plywood, 1.5 inches thick, and 4 strips at 2 1/4 wide. Then we pulled down our shop compressed air, hooked up our finish nail. So now we're going to take our 1.5 inch strip and our 2 1/4 inch strip, and we are going to nail them together. I ran a bead of wood glue down the side of the 2 1/4 inch piece. Then we set that one on top, got it clamped up real nice so it was nice and straight. And about every 6 inches we put a finish nail. Did that to the second piece. Same thing, clamped it up. Finish nailed it real nice. Then we gave it the night to dry. Came back and sanded it down real good. I wanted to get the height for the table, and their table that they eat at right now in their playroom is about 18.5 inches tall, but they're sitting on this one, so I want to make sure it's a little lower so that way they can reach in and grab the Legos in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those legs at 16 inches. This is right about here. With the legs cut down to size, I went ahead and put some wood glue on the inside of the leg and then finish nailed it to each side. And with the base all complete, it was time to paint.
You're making a mess, baby.
I went ahead and threw down a couple drop cloths on the driveway. Brought our table out, got mixing up some flat white paint. Had my little helper Sophia helping me out.
got you! Oh, you got me!
And once the table was all painted up, we decided to work on our cutout pieces for the tabletop. Luckily, my parents have a Glowforge engraver in the house, so they went ahead and engraved the kids' names on each of the plates for us. You'll see here I'm mixing up some glue and some sawdust, and that's just because there's a couple of chipped out spots on these little plates. Went ahead and filled those in. Then I let them sit for a few hours and gave it a nice sanding. After sanding, give it a nice blow off with the air compressor. Get it ready for some stain. We're using this stain called Honey. Went ahead and stained the center of the table too. This part's going to be removable for the table also. And you'll see here that sun hits this stain real nice and it looks real good. Then I ripped down a couple of strips to use as a backing for our magnets. Just went ahead and pocket holed those on with some 1-inch pocket hole screws. Then I went ahead and put the brackets on for our magnets. I put 2 on every single removable plate. Then just went ahead and clipped those on. Then it was time to shoot down the tabletop to the frame. Couple finish nails. Couple pocket holes there on the top. Put some magnets in for the center piece as well. This is going to be the access to all the Legos in the middle of the table. We want that to pop out real nice with those magnets too. Then I miscalculated here a little bit with the measurements, so I had to nail a piece of plywood on the outside to hold up our boards. Quick and easy fix, just some glue and some finished nails.
We're going to be lining the inside of the table with this green felt on the bottom and maybe even the sides.
Went ahead and cut out a piece of this green felt that's going to line the bottom of this storage bin. Stapled it down with the heavy duty staple gun. And we want to give a huge shout out to Aunt Michelle for mixing up some epoxy resin. You'll see here she's pouring in some blue powder into that clear epoxy, mixing it up. And you'll see she's pouring it here inside the engraved letters. And this really gave the project a nice, beautiful touch. So huge shout out to Aunt Michelle for doing that for us. And next we were focusing on gluing on our Lego base plates to the back of all of these nameplates. Went ahead and flipped it over. Flipped over the base plate, and we had some heavy duty construction adhesive. Put that all along the back of it. Smushed it on there real good. And did the same for all 4 of them.
All right, now that we got this project all wrapped up, we can fill it up with Legos for the kids. So one of the things my wife and I love the most about this table is when you're all done, you pack all the Legos up. And now your table's back to normal. We want to give you guys a huge thanks for tuning in to Father Son DIY Garage. We'll see you next time.